Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video update. It's now the 75th day of this 105-day legislative session. The cherry blossoms are about to bloom here on campus, and it's hard to believe that spring is finally here. We've recently passed some important legislative deadlines, so I wanted to take a few moments to update you on my bills that are still alive and making their way to the governor's desk, hopefully. Senate Bill 5141 is currently in the House. Most yoga teacher training programs are small businesses run by women. The state recently started to regulate them as vocational schools, which they're not. It creates an enormous burden on these small businesses, and my bill would exempt them from state regulations. Senate Bill 5840 is still alive in the process because it could be necessary to implement the budget. This is an innovative response to our K-12 funding crisis, otherwise known as the McCleary case. Basically what it does is it reforms the burdensome, unfair B&O tax on small businesses by adding a surcharge to some of our largest businesses, and it cuts taxes for the small businesses. It will generate about $800 million per biennium for K-12 education for our children. Senate Bill 5654 is a good little bill currently being considered by the House Local Government Committee. It simply allows cities and counties to approve final plats administratively. It does not diminish any environmental standards, public input, and it doesn't affect the appeal process, but it does streamline permitting in Q4, which is when most cities and governments are dealing with their budgets. Senate Bill 5713 creates a public-private matching grant program designed to outreach to 19 to 25-year-olds to get them into middle-skill jobs like construction and hospitality. We have thousands and thousands of high-paying jobs available, but most kids don't know about the possible careers that they can have without having to obtain a four-year degree, and that's what this program hopes to solve. Senate Bill 5522 is in response to a tragedy in King County where a newborn was discovered dead near a safe surrender site. King County requested a change to the law to allow DSHS to report on the number of cases of newborn safe surrenders. The idea here is that if we have a hotspot across the state where many newborns are being abandoned, cities and counties can do more targeted advertising and outreach to let parents know that they have other options than abandoning their child. Senate Bill 5633 is a bill that I jokingly refer to as the Animal House bill. Do you remember that movie when the fraternity pledge was stuffing steaks down his pants in the supermarket and trying to conceal them? Right now, Washington doesn't classify that as theft until after the thief leaves the business property, and hopefully they can catch them. On this issue, Washington is an outlier. This bill would put us in line with other states and help protect small businesses from theft. Senate Bill 5138 is another bill of mine being considered by the House Local Government Committee. As many of you know, Kirkland tried to form a Metropolitan Parks District last year to build an aquatic center. Under current law, an MPD, what's also known as an MPD, can levy up to 75 cents per thousand of assessed value. However, Kirkland only needed 25 cents. After the measure failed, research showed that voters didn't believe that the city would only tax them up to 25 cents of that authority. What this bill does is it changes current law so that a city can ask voters to approve an MPD at a certain rate that is lower than the 75 cent cap. It does not raise the taxing authority. Finally, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that came out to our town halls recently. We had two of them, one sponsored by the North Shore Education Association with many of our educators from North Shore and Lake Washington, and then we had another one with over 300 people at Cascadia Community College. It was a wonderful exercise in democracy, and I thank you all for showing up and letting me know what's important to you. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.